What's going down? You tuned into the Jose Morales podcast. This is your host, Jose Morales. And on episode 5 of season 3, we're going to be talking about finding purpose, your purpose in life. Some people say they haven't found it. Some people found it. That is what this episode is going to be like. But before I get into that, like, share, subscribe. Please, if you like this, you've been dealing with my podcast, you've been listening to each one, hit subscribe, like it, and then when you're done listening, share it. So for the update for this episode, I wanted to talk about, before we get into what the topic of today's episode is, I wanted to talk about our fantasy football league that I do for at the gym. Some of you guys probably seen, I did a video on Instagram. I did a couple of things on the story talking about it. In our, we have a 10-player league. Sometimes we had 12, but this season we have a 10-player league, and whoever gets last place has to box everybody in the league. And they have to do, I believe, 30 seconds with each person back to back, one after another, no break. And it's not too bad if you box and you're in shape and you're good to go. Most of these guys, including myself, are not in the best shape as far as boxing. So it's hilarious because we're in the ring and we're going at it. And the guy that was in the pit this time around, Pulley, he was talking a big game before. He was talking smack. He was going to catch some bodies, that he was going to do this, he was going to do that. So we were all pumped up to beat him up. I added a little bit more to mess with him just because he's actually really, really good at basketball. And we did a 3-on-3 tournament, and when we played basketball, he was messing with me. And then we played poker, and this guy's good at poker too. We played some poker, he was messing with me again. So I felt like it was my one and only chance to get back at Pulley, so I smacked him around a little bit, messed with him. Definitely had a great time. And the reason why I wanted to share that with you guys is, one, I'm gonna relate it to our topic for today. But second, I wanted you guys to know that I wasn't being a bully and just beating up people. It was more to the story than what you saw on Instagram. So back to the topic. The topic of today is finding purpose. This episode here was brought up by Anais Morales. She's actually my cousin who I love dearly. She's amazing. She actually listens to every episode. And right after the very first episode, when I talked about bringing that beast inside you that you have in you and that you're just having a hard time getting out, she called me. She called me afterwards and she was like, I loved your episode, and she was just happy that I'm back, and we were talking about it, and then she mentioned how she feels exactly like that every day. She's every day, I go to work, I come home, I do my stuff at home, the weekend, and then I come back, go to work, and it's just a routine every day. And she's like, I just know I could do so much more. I feel it inside me, and that void right there is making her feel that she's not happy, she's not complete. Not that she hates her life is great, but she knows she could do so much more. And so she was asking me on how to, or what to do to find that purpose in life. And I mentioned to her that a lot of these things that happen, like, for example, I told her, you have to try new things. Like, you can't expect to find what you're good at or your purpose or your passion if your routine daily is go to work, go pick your kid from school, come home, cook dinner, go to watch TV for a little bit, go to bed. And you do that every day. Maybe add a gym there or something, I don't know. But if you're doing that every single day, your chances and your possibility of you finding something like you're really into, I'm really into, I don't know, I like painting. Where were you gonna run into painting throughout your day? You know what I mean? And the reason why I say that is, like, for example, if you talk to anybody that's in their career that they are like super passionate about, or they enjoy what they do for work or whatever it is that they're doing, I guarantee you a high percentage of them did not start off as kids in kindergarten wishing to be that. Like, for example, with me, I didn't being like, I'm gonna be a boxing coach and have a boxing gym and do podcasts when I'm older. I did not expect that. That definitely wasn't me. That was definitely not something that I thought I would do, or let alone thought that would make me happy. What I wanted as a kid was completely different than what I am now. But the person I am now is finds a lot of passion in talking to people, coaching people, teaching people. But I didn't have this back then. So same thing I would say to my cousin or anybody that feels that way as far as finding purpose in life is get into new things. You know, going through and trying new things, not only will you meet new people and different doors open and things like that, different relationships, different ideas, different influences, you start getting you start fucking trying shit that you didn't even know you did before. Like you didn't even know, like you fucking like me, I got into off-roading. 5 years ago, I would have never thought I'd be into off-roading. But that happened off trying new shit, talking to some people, and then suddenly I got a fucking truck and boom, now I'm off-roading. And it reminds me of, like, for example, my journey to get to where I am now. I did a lot of random shit. One of them, when I was coaching, shout out to Travis De Campos, which is actually Ava's De Campos' dad. I was coaching him. He did a Battle of the Badges. And when he competed in that, he had me do a ride-along with him, as he's a firefighter. So I did a ride-along with a firefighter. And when I did that, it made me, like, I gained a lot of interest in that field. I really wanted, for a short period of time, I really wanted to be a firefighter. You know, I looked into what I had to do. And the only reason why I stopped pursuing that is because of my status. Not being a U.S. citizen kind of stopped me from doing that. But what I want you guys to get from this is, this began with me coaching him, and then him bringing up the idea of me doing a ride-along. If you're never trying something or doing things or adding stuff in your thing, that opportunity would have never came up. So if I didn't talk to him, I didn't coach him, that ride-along opportunity wouldn't have came up. If that ride-along opportunity didn't come up, my interest in firefighting wouldn't be as high as when someone just brings up firefighting. Firefighting seemed fun when I was there. Everyone's as a group, with a group of people, you're in a house, you're chilling, you're hanging out, playing basketball, cooking, whatever, watching TV. And then when something pops up, you go together as a group to go help people. And to me at the time, I thought that was the baddest thing in the world. But that's what I mean by is trying new shit. Add a little hobby or something to your daily routine. Me working at restaurants, me working on cars, every boxing coach that I had that was different, that did something, each coach that I had taught me something different, and it shaped me to be the person I am today, but shaped me to be a better coach, a better husband, and a better business owner than I am today. With every experience that I went through my entire life. Working at restaurants, seeing how the customer service side was, the dealership world, how to manage people, how to be around so many different types of personalities, egos, shy people, angry people, and having to deal with that. All these things that at the time, in my head, I was like, I'm not really doing anything spectacular, but I was actually in school. I was learning so much that was putting me in it was gonna place me in a better situation later on. And it was gonna make me a better person today. We are programmed every day. Monday, go to work. Friday comes, we're happy. Weekend, Saturday, we're partying, chilling, time off. Sunday, resting. Monday, back to work. Every week, we are programmed to be this way, to live this way. And we have to if you're feeling like this inside you, this void that I was telling you my cousin had earlier, that she feels, that void, by sacrificing maybe work, maybe a little bit of sleep, maybe a little something, but find yourself a hobby that you can fit in. And it may be something completely random, or maybe something you may have a little interest in, like maybe boxing, maybe wrestling, jiu-jitsu, or fucking dancing, or fucking painting, or arts and craft. I don't know, find something, do something at home, Like my wife really likes getting old furniture, refurnishing it. And I don't know, get into something like that. Mess with it for a while. Don't give up after the first time doing it and you hate it. Stay consistent, make some new friends, find something there, or even a new job. It doesn't even have to be a hobby. What if you get into a job where every other weekend you work, I don't know, at a restaurant. You work somewhere off the wall, maybe at some office work, or maybe for an attorney, or maybe something like that. But find something completely out of your pattern that you're no longer doing the same shit. And then from there, your mind doesn't start to wonder. You're gonna start seeing the attorney do something that you're like, I wonder what that's like. Or, for example, with me, something that attracted me with boxing and influenced me to go and pursue it in a much greater way than just coaching. Because at one point, I wanted to stay working at the dealership and just volunteer my time afterwards and coach, and that's it, call it a day. And that not much responsibility. And I would be keeping my pay and my retirement and my health care from the dealership, and then I just volunteer afterwards. But what made me want to be like, you know what, I need to go harder with this and change it and do more is because I saw all the bad things in boxing, all the corruption, all the politics, how boxers get mistreated, all the things that I think, again, my opinion, some people may not feel that way, but my opinion, that boxing needed changing. When I saw that, it made me want to pursue it on a greater scale where I wanted to change the sport completely. So by you getting into something, like I said, some random work, job, hobby, whatever, by being there, things are gonna draw your interest, and then you may see things that you wanna change, or you may see things that you want to move on a much greater scale. And when you see that, that is gonna be that passion, that fire that's gonna push you to bring that beast out of you that you wondered, where is this beast at? Well, the beast just didn't know where exactly the environment it was gonna thrive in. You have him in an environment that is not for that beast. Now you're letting him spread his wings and fly finally. So that's my tip for you also as far as that. And another way to kind of put it with you guys with all this is, imagine you are, and there's probably some people like this, you're single, have you're not with nobody, but you never gave yourself an opportunity to go out. You're not going out, you're not going meeting people, not just online, fucking just go play some pool alone, go fucking play golf alone, go do something alone. I guarantee you'll run into somebody. And it does not necessarily have to be somebody of the opposite sex, but maybe a friend that's gonna invite you to a get together, maybe a friend that's gonna change something in your lifestyle pattern that is gonna eventually change your outcome of being single. So if you're not going out there dating, how do you expect yourself to find a date? I mean, if you're not going out there trying new things. All right, so the recap, let's sum it all up. I'm gonna make it simple. You're not gonna find gold if you're not mining. Go out there, start mining, and then the gold will appear. So try new shit. That's a recap. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about it. Give me some feedback or maybe some pointers of what I can share with people if I missed a point or so. I hope you have a killer Monday. Check in with us next week where I'm gonna have our very first guest, Alex Marin, Coach Alex from the gym. He is gonna be on the podcast. You're gonna get to know everything about Alex. Alex actually has an amazing story. I love his story. I love his grind. So I look forward to being back on here with you guys next week. I'm out.